huge success and propel NIO to the stratosphere. What is up, guys? As you guys may notice, this isn't my usual recording location. This is actually the brand new 2024 ES8. I actually at Solana at the store. You can take a look. There's actually quite a lot of people. So this is the 2024 variant, very smooth, and this car is only 1 day old. Look at how crazy that is. 1 day old car, man. It just came into the store. Everything's super snappy with the 8295 chip. Bam. Very insane. Not a whole lot of changes on this. Just additional pillows and an 8295 chip on the ES8. But overall, you have a lot of bigger changes on like the other cars, like ES7, rear seat massage, and bigger heads-up display, etc., etc. So pretty cool. And right now, according to the people here, the sales reps here, most people are still buying the 2023 version because, you know, it's just a little chip difference and there's quite substantial discount, right, for inventory cars. So people are still buying those. And also 2024 variant, it's not being delivered yet, right? People can look at it, it's cool, but yeah. So the topic of this video is NIO is taking a huge risk for massive success. And what is that risk? And that risk is, of course, going with a sub-brand instead of launching the sub-brand cars as NIO's main brand. So we've actually seen why NIO's doing that in the CEO's live stream. So they've been talking about why they were doing this. So, for example, they wanted to differentiate the sub-brand from the main brand because of a lot of the perks that NIO owners have, like NIO houses, and then being able to rest in the lounges, the great service, Joy Camp for the kids, great activities, events, whereas the sub-brand will not have that. The sub-brand will just be a mass market car that can do battery swap. Now, the big risk is, of course, the fact that what if it doesn't get the recognition that people want, right? Brand recognition is very important. For example, when we had the live stream with Wheels Boy, he said, you know, Smart is also sort of a sub-brand of Mercedes, and Smart doesn't deliver anything. You know, it's not just about price, it's about brand recognition. So there is a big risk of people not recognizing the sub-brand, which is rumored to be called Envo. And I just want to preface this by saying that if NIO launched a sub-brand car under the NIO main brand, 100% guaranteed success because everybody knows about NIO. Well, a lot of people know about NIO, and the name does carry a lot of weight. So that's pretty nice, but there's the risk that people don't know the sub-brand. And you got to think of it this way. Currently, NIO's vehicles, there's some things that are missing. For example, no rear entertainment screens that people really want. It's rumored to come out on the 2024 variant of the ET7 and ET9 and onwards. There's probably going to be rear screens for all NIO models. But those cars right now, we don't have rear screens. And one could say that because NIO doesn't have rear screens, sales are being hampered because of that. Entertainment is really lacking. You could say that. But, and on the flip side, you know, the sub-brand car, the CEO said that it's going to have everything that people want. Single motor, if you want single motor. Big horizontal screens, if you want big horizontal screens. Rear screens, if you want rear screens. So in that aspect, it could be a huge success, giving customers everything they want. Now, of course, marketing is going to be a very big factor. If NIO can come out with that sub-brand car with a big buzz, maybe with a price point that shocks everybody, then and that gets a lot of traction, and everybody knows about it, and people know that it can do battery swap, that's going to be amazing. And some of you guys are concerned with the sub-brand possibly not having the swap stations. Well, NIO CEO said that 3rd gen and 4th gen swap stations can be used by the sub-brand vehicle. And actually, in fact, I've seen that some highway swap stations, 3rd gen swap stations, actually do not have all the batteries filled up. all right, especially some of the highway ones. Now, there could be two possible reasons. One of them, there's no need to have it full with battery because the usage rate might not be there. But the second possible reason behind that is because they're leaving room for the sub-brand batteries, the Alps battery pack. And the Alps battery pack is also going to be used by some of the other partnership brands. So that's going to be very interesting. So there's definitely going to be swap stations that the sub-brand can use once it launches. The thing is, in my opinion, I think, sales, if you looked at my delivery video, the sales not doing that well year to date, down year over year. And I think this trend is going to continue. Even with the 2024 variant, chip upgrade, very cool, very nice, makes the car the best in terms of processing, period. There are no other cars with better processing power, 8295 chip plus 4 Orin X chips, very crazy processing power. But, it's just, the car's still quite expensive. People are still favoring EREVs, and a lot of people might not have the budget to get this car. And I think one of the things that you guys really got to understand is we've seen ES8 deliveries drop. Okay, the ES8 deliveries kind of dropped quite significantly if you looked at the chart yesterday. And I was wondering why. I mean, the ES8 is such a good seller. Well, the answer is the Li Auto Mega is coming out, right? And it's about the same price as ES8, actually a little bit cheaper than the ES8. So, and the Li Auto Mega is a pure electric vehicle. A lot of people did want NIO to come out with an MPV that can do battery swap. That's actually pure electric. And here we have the Li Auto come out with a pure electric MPV. And it's very interesting to see if that sells, because people are addicted to EREV, addicted to gasoline. We've been attributing Li Auto's success for the longest time to gasoline. You got the magic liquid, gasoline. But now they're selling it with pure electric. So the ES8, you got a really good competitor right there. And then the ET5 and ET5T are also kind of under threat by the new Zeekr 001 2024 variant with dual chamber air suspension, all that kind of cool stuff. So yeah, that's something to pay attention to. Now, why do I think the sub-brand is going to be a huge success and propel NIO to the stratosphere? Well, it is exactly separating the sub-brand from the main brand. And by doing so, they're able to build a car with better specs than the ET5 and have it cheaper. But, it's in a less premium brand name, all right? And it would be bang for the buck, essentially. Whereas for NIO, we talked about how it's missing a lot of features, and a lot of features that people want, it's not there. But the CEO said it's all going to be on the sub-brand. So there's that risk. You got to measure the risk and the benefits. I think it's going to be a killer combo. Cheap price with battery swap. People are going to love it. Finally able to get battery swap for the masses. And then also, you have all the good stuff. Horizontal screens, rear displays, and probably even good build quality because it's from NIO, essentially. The only one thing that will be a differentiating factor is going to be like the luxuriousness probably, and then the service and perks, obviously. Apart from that, a cheap sub-brand car with a low-range battery pack, and that can be upgraded, rent a big capacity battery pack, that's just game changer. That's a game changer, guys. You can spend 200K RMB and get the range of a car where you would have to spend 400K RMB. That's pretty crazy. But you got to understand, right now, NIO's at 300K and above territory with NIO. Sub-brand Alps, nicknamed Envo, going to be the 200 to 300K range. Perfect right there. And then the sub 200K range is going to be the Firefly brand. So NIO is going to have a car that can do battery swap in all price categories. That's going to be crazy. That's crazy to think about. Now, of course, it wouldn't really make sense if you have a super cheap car that's fighting for batteries with the premium car. So, of course, you would have public swap network, and then you have your own NIO's private swap network, if that makes more sense. But NIO definitely is taking a big risk. Some people might just not know the new sub-brand. And think it has nothing to do with NIO or anything like that, and might not just be hesitant about purchasing the car. Look at what Smart is with how Smart is doing. Smart is not doing anything. They're not selling well. It's all about execution and marketing, and I think, in my opinion, it's going to be a big success. As always, stay safe, stay healthy. Peace out.